I wanted it bad enough that I could do it. I had a teacher, though. Here it comes. I had a teacher, a woman I respected and admired, actually keep me after class one day and tell me that if I continued to play a boys' sport, that I wouldn't spare children and I wouldn't develop a chest. Can you believe that? Seriously. I had not encountered real sexism until that very moment. Today, I am happy to share with you that I have two beautiful girls who were breastfed and are here in the audience today. Hi, Ashton and Casey, love you. In addition to that teacher incident, I was teased a lot at school for playing a boys' sport. What I didn't realize was at the same time, my mom was also called into the principal's office, and he asked her to keep me out from trying, to try to make me stop trying out, right? Because all the parents were protesting, they were gonna pull their kids from the school because a girl was infiltrating a boys' sport. My 5-foot mother marched into the principal's office and in no uncertain terms told him no, and continued to encourage me to follow my dream. Now, this didn't end like some 1980s coming-of-age John Hughes movie with me breaking the glass ceiling, I wish. I was chosen, though, as the first alternate, but in layman's terms, I didn't practice and I didn't play a game a single time that year. But the next year, I was in high school, and I petitioned the school board to start an actual girls' team. I got 250 signatures, recruited a rookie English teacher to help coach, and helped start the first girls' soccer team in my county. This was my first taste of what it felt like to be empowered because of my gender, and because my mom told me, don't give up. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and that we need each other in order to make it. This couldn't be more true. In high school, I told my mom that I wasn't gonna go to college, because it cost too much money, right? And I knew we didn't have a lot. And you know what she said? She told me to let her worry about the money. She proceeded to educate herself about every financial aid regulations, forwards and backwards, and helped me get to school. In fact, even when I was away at school, neighbors would go to her and ask questions and help with financial aid, even when I was gone. And those same neighbors organized garage sales for me to help raise money for books when times were tough. Again, it takes a village. It was my mother's determination that helped me realize the importance of hard work and realizing the power of a community in accomplishing your dreams. As I look out today, I can see what your village, female and other, has done for you. And I know that you also worked hard to get here. As you move forward on your paths, I ask that you keep a quote from one of my favorite movies close to your heart. It's from Akeelah and the Bee. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who are we to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Who are you not to be? Thank you for allowing me to be part of your village. It is an honor to be a teacher at CLC and to watch you find your light. To the class of 2017, this is your time. Continue to learn and take that power back to your prospective communities. Never let anyone tell you that you can't accomplish something. Because guess what, people? You already have. Come here, sweetie. Go ahead.
So, without further ado, congratulations, class of 2017, and happy Mother's Day, everyone!
Good job, girls. You guys can go.
Well, I'm going to say thank you, Dr. Proctor and company, family. Thank you. That was wonderful. Now I'd like to introduce to you CLC's 2017 commencement speaker, Cecily Price. Cecily Price currently serves as the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Lake County in North Chicago. She's been a longtime advocate of children's educational opportunities, working and volunteering for the past 16 years in the underserved communities of Waukegan, North Chicago Zion, and Beach Park. Her work with the Boys and Girls Club of Lake County has allowed youth to have programming and enrichment opportunities in academic success, healthy life choices, good character, and citizenship. The Boys and Girls Club of Lake County was recently awarded the Gold Level Gateway to Impact Award from the Boys and Girls Club of America for service to youth. Cecily continues to cultivate awareness of youth living in poverty and the challenges they encounter as barriers to their success. She has made building partnerships with businesses, community groups, and faith-based organizations a priority in creating a network of support for youth in North Shore communities. She holds a Bachelor's of Business Administration degree from Southern Methodist University and a Master's of Business Administration from the University of Texas at Arlington. Most recently, Cecily has been appointed to the Illinois State Board of Education in 2017 by Governor Bruce Rauner. I am pleased to introduce CLC's 2017 keynote speaker, Ms. Cecily Price.
Thank you, President Weber, Board Chair Anderson, Board of Trustees, faculty and staff of the College of Lake County, honored guests and families, and graduating class of 2017. It's a great honor to speak with you today on this day of great celebration and achievement. Today is all about you. All of you who put in the hard work, the effort, earn the right to hold a degree in your field of study. You're an accomplished and diverse graduating class. Your class ranges in age from 17 to 76, and you all come from 77 different communities. Most likely, you didn't arrive at this place in life without influencing decisions from others, encouraging you for perseverance, supporting your dreams and aspirations. Obviously, along the way, you also learn to value education and the opportunities that education can provide. That's why you're all sitting here as the graduating class today. Today marks a new chapter in your life and a new adventure. No one can begin to know where life's adventures will lead us or how the world will be better because you sat in these seats today. But what we do know is that we have had special people in our lives who have influenced us over the years, frequently delivering the same bit of advice over and over as a voice in our head. Maybe you heard, eat your vegetables, work harder to get ahead, learn from your mistakes. And although we may never want to admit it, we may have used this bit of advice on others because it has become part of our DNA and because we have grown to believe it ourselves. This is how it all started for me. As a little girl, I remember my mother saying, "You can never have too much education because no one can ever take away from you what you have learned, but you can always share it with others." True statement, right? I know education can change lives. Educational opportunities can help people have great futures. Dr. Martin Luther King once said, "Everyone has the power for greatness, not fame, but greatness, because greatness is determined by service." After graduating from college with my business degree and then master's in business, I set off on the corporate path. Following my mother's words of advice to share the gifts I had with others, I happily volunteered my limited free time as a docent at the Dallas Zoo, and also in a community singing group to serenade shelters and retirement homes. I had a great time performing for people, and I learned more than you'd ever want to know about the screaming hairy armadillo from South America. That was the animal that they gave me to give presentations at the zoo. I was learning. It was fun. I felt good about giving back to my community. Everything was great. Our family accepted a job transfer that took us from Texas to California. We had 2 small daughters, and I was eager to get them into school so I can carry on with my busy life. Wow, was I in for a surprise that didn't fit my orchestrated plan. The local school district had no money to support teachers' salaries in a growing district, so they decided not to fund teachers in subjects that they deemed not as important as others. The district funded reading and math time, but not science or computer time or music or physical education or even lunch supervision. My daughter's first grade class had 43 children. I soon found out that all parents were expected to volunteer their time to help teach or support these classes so the children could be subjected to learning something in these subjects. Again, my mother's words flew into my head. No one can ever take away from you what you have learned, but it can be shared. I knew I could offer my service and support. I assisted during science time, sharing what I learned at the Dallas Zoo. I helped sing songs with the children so they could be exposed to the joy of music. But most importantly, I volunteered my knowledge of my business background to start a foundation to support extra teacher time in the classrooms. I gathered a few other concerned parents, and we talked to business leaders in the community about funding the foundation. We traveled to the state capitol to talk to legislators about educational funding reform. If you want something to change, you need to take action and get involved. I'm proud to say that today, the foundation still exists. Started by only 10 volunteers, instead of serving one school, it now serves all the schools in the district. Moving back to my home state of Illinois, I was keenly aware of the disparity in educational funding opportunities for various districts. I was energized and committed to make a difference, so I decided to run for state representative. I ultimately lost that race, but I connected with people who were also interested in serving underserved populations of youth. Meeting these like-minded volunteers changed the trajectory of my life and allowed me to change the lives of thousands of youth over the next 17 years, because this group of volunteers was starting the Boys and Girls Club of Lake County. These volunteers wanted to provide children and teens a safe haven with caring mentors where they could learn and grow to be good people of character and make good life choices. So what did I do? I volunteered to help. My volunteer work has become my life's work. As Chief Executive Officer of the Boys and Girls Club of Lake County, I have been a part of a team of dedicated staff members and volunteers who have served Lake County's youth. We have literally changed and saved lives. I have watched youth decide to come to the club rather than join the street gangs and sell drugs. I have seen youth excited to learn, knowing they could succeed in school because they now had the homework help that they needed. Many times, you never know the impact you are making on someone's life, and sometimes a special connection and bond is formed. One of my favorite impact stories is about a teen girl who began coming to the club as a freshman. I had many opportunities to talk with her. She didn't think she could succeed in school, and she talked openly about dropping out. Over the course of freshman year, then sophomore year, we talked extensively about what she liked in school, where she was struggling, her friends who weren't supportive, and how she didn't believe she could succeed. By junior year, her friend group had changed, her grades had greatly improved, even making the honor roll. There was no more talk about dropping out. Senior year, she decided to go out for the club's highest honor, Youth of the Year. She did make Youth of the Year, but more importantly, she was accepted into college, and I was able to help her get an entry-level position in a corporate office so she could earn funds to make sure she graduated from college. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. For the last 7 years, she has never missed sending me a note to thank me for becoming her second mother. I've already received this year's note, and it said, "You don't understand how grateful I am to have met you, for all you have done for me and my family. You have helped me grow up so much. You saw something in me that I didn't see myself." This year's club's Youth of the Year, Jamel Adams, has won the State Illinois Youth of the Year, and he's going to compete at regional and then possibly even national. Our club motto, "Great Futures Start Here," is only possible because of people like you who are willing to share their knowledge and what you have learned with others. I currently have the honor of serving as a volunteer board member on the Illinois State Board of Education. What a wonderful opportunity it is to serve all the children in the state, working to give them a quality education, and all because I said yes when asked to serve people who need a voice. So what's next for you? Where will you share your skills and your time? Will you make a difference? Supporting underserved youth is my passion, but what's yours? As I mentioned earlier, you all come from 77 different communities. Think of the collective impact all of you would make if you went back to your communities and volunteered your time. Investing in others, like people invested in you, share your talents, knowledge, and you will be the beneficiary of this investment. Return the investment made in you and help others sit where you are sitting today. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Now you have learned you can change a life and make a difference. So remember, what you learn can never be taken away from you, but it can always be shared. Much congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Cecily, for those wonderful words to our graduates. Well, we're moving into the part of our ceremony where we award the degrees. But at this time, we have a special recognition of an outstanding and committed advocate for students in the College of Lake County. I will ask Margaret McLean to approach the podium. Peggy, come on over here. Yeah, thank you. So, let me tell you why we are recognizing, it's hard for me to say Margaret McLean, I have to say Peggy McLean, okay, why we are recognizing Peggy McLean. She has contributed so much to the College of Lake County Foundation over many years, and her philanthropic generosity has made a difference in the lives of over 1,500 CLC students, right? That's how many have received scholarships from her. Her commitment not only extends through these students, but also to CLC's strategic programs, such as our Scholars Program, our Connection to Your Future scholarships, and a program of 1 million degrees that helps our students in the healthcare area. It's been my, I'll just say this, it's been my personal just privilege and honor to get to know Peggy over the years, but also to see some of the many students who she's had an impact and to talk to them. And her generosity has just made such a great difference, and it's an example of what our speakers just talked about and what Ms. Price talked about, how that coming forward can make a difference in others' lives. So we want to recognize her and thank her for that. So on behalf of the College of Lake County Board of Trustees and the CLC Foundation, it's my pleasure to present Peggy McLean with an honorary lifelong learning degree. Chairman Anderson, would you step forward?
Thank you, Dr. Weber. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the honorary lifelong learning degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
All right. Peggy, you may now move your tassel from the left side to the right because you have a degree. Thank you. Thank you. Would you please make some remarks, if you would?
I guess I'm getting a diploma also today. I'd like to thank Dr. Weber and the Board of Trustees. I'd like to thank Karen Schmidt, the director of the College of Lake County Foundation. I'd like to thank my brother and his wife, Scott and Renee, and their daughter, Abby, for coming to support me today. Well, as you know, tomorrow's Mother's Day. Unfortunately, my mother passed away 2 years ago, but when we were small, she liked to read books by Dr. Seuss to us. So I was thinking of how I was going to tie Mother's Day, this honor, and your graduation day together. So I found a couple verses written by Dr. Seuss. In his simple way, he expresses some of my sentiments. You have a brain in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. The more you read, the more things you'll know. The more things you learn, the more places you'll go. Dr. Seuss. Even though you're graduating, I encourage you to continue to learn new things. It's been one of the joys of my life to have a curious mind and learn about things that I never thought I'd be interested in. Be a lifelong learner. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Peggy. On behalf of the board, the foundation board, and all of the students who you've impacted. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Lynn Harper, communications instructor and faculty senate chair, to present the graduates for graduation.
Thank you, Dr. Weber. On behalf of the faculty and subject to the completion of all requirements for graduation, it is my pleasure to present the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree, the Associate in Science degree, the Associate in Engineering Science degree, and the Associate in Fine Arts degree, class of 2017.
Thank you, Professor Harper, and the members of the college faculty. Will the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree please rise? Members of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree. Chairman?
Thank you, Dr. Weber. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate in Arts degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
Thank you. And as a symbol of your achievement, okay, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your mortarboard. So now please come forward and receive your award.
Martell Adams. Monica Aguayo, honors. Emmanuel Aguilar. Dwayne Albino, honors. Zulika Elbiter, honors. Shannon Alexander, honors. Alejandra Alfaro. Tariq Al-Shwaiki. Andrew Anderson. Sylvia Ariano. Gerardo Arias. Alex Araro, honors. Susanna Ari. Grace August. Maritoni Aria. Rizan Awizi. Khadija Baish. Andrina Benales. Joanna Barber. Jacqueline Barrera. Bree Battaglia. Jessica Billings. Brandon Braswell, honors. Lisa Brightenfield. Timothy Brennan. Maria Elderazes. Letitia Duke.
Carrie Brooks. Gage Brown. Carrie Bush, highest honors. Brian Caballero. Alyssa Cantu, high honors. April Christensen, honors. Jory Clifton, highest honors. Lauren Coco. Darylyn Coleman, honors. Kevin Collins, honors. Brenda Kalunga. Josa Comstock, highest honors. Trevor Cook, honors. Elvia Cortez. Scarlett Davalos, highest honors. Cindy Davis. Jacqueline Delgadillo. Angeline Diaz, honors. Monica Donald, honors. Hilario Denoe, honors. Davida Doyle, highest honors. Ray Drought, high honors. Joshua Dugard. Amanda Emron, honors. John Irwin. Lindsay Fajardo. Carla Falcon, high honors. Carly Falotico, highest honors. Elvira Flores. Audrey Forbes.
Jason Garcia. Jasmine Gilling. Nicole Goldstein. Gabriela Gomez. Breanne Green, highest honors. Bettina Grenda, honors. Betzabi Gadron, honors. Eric Garcia. James Gutierrez. Ryan Haas, high honors. Drew Hemmerich. Crystal Hernandez, honors. Liz Hernandez. Maria Hernandez. Marilyn Hernandez. Noemi Hernandez, highest honors. Zaira Herrera, high honors. Taylor Hodges, high honors. Christopher Holton. Vafa Horbode. Bailey Hoyt. Vanessa Hurtado. Rula Ibrahim, highest honors. Daniel Jablonski, highest honors. Valerie Jacksack, highest honors. Shabria Danielle James, highest honors. Ladies Janau. Jamie Jensen, highest honors. Amanda Jones.
Terrence Jones. Magdalena Kapczynska, highest honors. John Karahalius, high honors. Jennifer Karlov, honors. Ayaz Khan. Tara Klaczynski, highest honors. Melissa Knox, high honors. Kurt Kesser, high honors. Lisa Krenzel, high honors. Chase Kramer, honors. Paulette Kretschmar, honors. Nicholas Crocker, honors. Karen Lagunas, honors. Crystal Llewell. Emmanuel Licona, honors. Wendy Licona. Bianca Limon. Angelina Longo, high honors. Juan Lopez, honors. Sabina Lopez. Stephanie Lloyd. Victoria Lucas, highest honors. Justice Lyon, high honors. Juwan Lyon, honors. Savannah McCree. Elizabeth Magana, honors. Mariah Majewski, honors. Brenda Martinez. Maria Lawrence, honors.
Giselle Martinez. Amanda Mason, highest honors. Darianne Buston-Deidre, honors. Claudia Maya. Sharon McCarthy, honors. Cassandra McDowell, honors. Brittany McGee, high honors. Azucena Mendez, high honors. Lillian Miller. Wendy Montez Dioca. Finola Moore. Wakar Mohammed. Evelyn Navarro. Karina Nems. Abigail Navarez. Ariel Natterman, highest honors. Sarah Nunez. Sydney O'Brien. Samantha Ocampo, honors. Kelly Oglesby. Noemi Olmos. Ashley Page. Samantha Page. Evan Parker. Andre Perez, honors. Victor Perez. Carrie Perham, highest honors. Daniel Perrin, high honors. Morgan Phillips, highest honors. Brandy Pierce, honors.
Troy Pearson, honors. Kara Pullman. Sasha Polich, highest honors. Nishi Prajapati. Jennifer Puga Hernandez, honors. Ingrid Ramirez. Jennifer Rico. Justin Riviera, honors. Ruby Rocha. Giselle Rodriguez, honors. Jocelyn Rodriguez, honors. Suzette Rodriguez, Stewart. Tanya Rodriguez Flores. Brianna Rosales, high honors. Aubrey Rose. Brooke Rosenquist, highest honors. Mitchell Rowan. Mariah Ruff, honors. Danielle Ruffalo. Angela Ruddy. Shannon Ryan, honors. Jamie Sack. Abril Salas. Cynthia Salas. Lenny Salgado, honors. Miguel Salgado, highest honors. Victoria Samano, honors.
Jessica Sanchez. Aurora Sanchez, honors. Robert Scanlon, high honors. Ann Schmetzer, highest honors. Angelo Schultz. Bianca Schaffner, highest honors. Jennifer Solis, honors. Karnika Soni. Samantha Steinke, high honors. Mary Sweetlick. Hello. Simeon Tate. Alejandro Turan, honors. Megan Tharp, honors. Ruth Ann Tide, highest honors. Daisy Tinaharo. Jarrell Todd. Mark Torrio Romo. Eugene Torres. Jennifer Torres. Tanya Torres, honors. Alexia Vanskyak, highest honors. Valentina Vargas. Mackenzie Veritek. Shannon Wilkins, high honors. Giovanni Vasquez, highest honors. Liliana Vasquez. Josue Velasquez, high honors. Ralph Venturanza, honors. Fernando Verduzco, highest honors.
Caitlin Voida, honors. Erica Webb. Patrick Welsh, honors. Eric Winkebach, honors. Sandra Young. Luz Zamora. Abel Zavala. Peter Zemeski, high honors. Andrew Comagnaro, honors. Emily Berger, honors. Samantha Ibarra, honors.
All right. Will the candidates for the Associate in Science degree please rise? Ma'am? Members of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Science degree, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Weber. by virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate in Science degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
All right, as a symbol of your achievement, you may now move your tassel to the left side of the mortarboard and please come forward to receive your award. Thank you.
Emilio Acosta, high honors. Michael Bartler. William Klein Basurto, honors. Ven Cariaga, highest honors. Pablo Cisneros, highest honors. Citlali Flores, honors. Christopher Foster, honors. Sarah Gibson, honors. Alicia Ismaili, highest honors. Nicholas Lambropoulos, high honors. Pia Pauline Lennon, highest honors. William Llanos.
Ivan Lopez, honors. Estefani Marino, high honors. Jasmine Martinez. Nicholas McAdams. Danielle Oschlager, high honors. Dominique Olsek. Jonathan Ostrander, honors. Jeffrey Pearl. Juan Reyes, honors. Cesar Rodriguez. Nancy Sada, high honors. Hannah Shaw.
Felipe Ticianelli, honors. Henry Tran, honors.
Next, will the candidates for the Associate in Engineering Science degree please rise? All right. Members of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Engineering Science degree.
Thank you, Dr. Weber. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate in Engineering Science degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
All right. So please move your tassel to the left side of the mortarboard and then come up and receive your award.
Aldrine Alvarez, honors. Francis Paul Amadeo, high honors. Justin Donovan Badua, highest honors. Brett Driscoll, honors. Roger Gruchot, honors. Ryan Hurley. Kevin Olarte, highest honors. Devar Patel, high honors.
Will the candidates for the Associate in Fine Arts degree please rise? Members of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to recommend to you the candidates for the Associate in Fine Arts degree. Hey, there's two of them. The candidate.
Thank you, Dr. Weber. By the virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer the Associate in Fine Arts degree with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
Please move your tassel to the left side and please come forward to receive your award.
Catherine Suopis, honors.
Well, let's have one round of applause for all these newly minted graduates. Now I'd like to take a moment to recognize faculty and administrators who've decided to retire from the college. As I mention your name, I ask that you stand so that we may recognize and thank you for your contributions to the College of Lake County. First, Raymond Salazar, Spanish instructor. Mary Urban, chemistry instructor. And Thomas Mitchell, theater instructor. You've played an important role in the history of the college, and all of you will be greatly missed. Please join me again in giving applause for all three of these retirees. At this time, I'd like to have Mr. Sam Valenti, Chief from the Alumni Board of Directors, who will make a few remarks, and then I'll make closing remarks, and we're finished, okay?
Thank you, Dr. Weber. Class of 2017. I'll wrap this up with a quick little rhyme. It's been fun. Thanks for your time. We wish you all the very best. What an adventure you passed the test. You're now an alum, a network strong. It's time to shine and sing your song. There's much in store what alumni can do. Benefits we have, and social events too. Discounts abound and deals on shows. Where the fun ends, nobody knows. Success in life, unique to each. Know thyself, always reach. The secret to earning is never stop learning. Read a book, make a friend, be grateful in life until the end. Let's keep in touch. Stop by our table. Work hard, think big, you are able. A life of balance, a worthy goal. Keep fine-tuning your changing role. We'll have your back all day long. Make us proud, alumni strong.
Well, we want to encourage you to share your moments and memories on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by using hashtag CLCGrad17, okay? Also, as we're going to leave today, we're going to open up that area there, but please remain seated to all the graduates and everyone's left. Then I'd like to say a few words to the graduates. First of all, as Chairman Anderson mentioned, this is my last time as I'm moving on to another college this fall. But I want to say, graduates, that you should be rightfully proud, and your family and friends certainly, of this accomplishment. So I'll say to you, graduates, that this is a day of transition for all of you, but it's a day of transition for me in a sense too, and for those retiring faculty and staff who we just recognized. As you depart, though, I have just three little ideas for you to think about. And my first point is this. Your future is brighter, really, now because of what you've learned at CLC. And we know this. It's not just a saying. We know this from research that we've done. Our research shows that your earnings and your opportunities will increase significantly because of your educational attainment. And as you're thinking about your future, many of you are looking forward to beginning new enterprises, maybe a new school, a job, a new role, or whatever. And, you know, when you get in these transitions, sometimes they're a little bit like a roller coaster ride. It's a mixture of fear and excitement, you know, at the same time. However, my second point to you is this, okay? All of us who you see behind on this stage here, and all of the faculty and staff who sit beside you, right? It wasn't so long ago that they were where you were. At some time in their life, they were just where you are now. And I say that because you need to think, and in fact, I'll say this too, some of our Board of Trustee members were CLC students, and some of our faculty and staff were community college or CLC students. So think about that as you launch forward, that you can move, and you've already made a big step, right? Because you've already learned that you can take what might be overwhelming anxiety and make it into a motivator, right? You can consider you've already here today because you overcame your doubts and fears. You can even remember back probably to the first time you walked into CLC and what you thought then, and now you can look at where you are now, and it's a tremendous difference. So, of course I want to tell you to keep on going, push through. You know it hasn't been easy, but you've made it here. You know, like all transitions today, it involves saying goodbye, and in this case to professors, family, and friends. But my third point to you, my third message is this. So while you're ready to leave CLC, right? CLC isn't going anywhere. This college will be here. The college is like a living entity that perpetually renews itself through its work with students and the many communities we serve. And because of that, CLC can be a lifelong resource and an advocate for you. So I just want to plant in you the thought to think about later, Think about if there's a time, maybe you want to start your own business, maybe you want to change your skills, move into a new career, maybe you just want to come back and visit the faculty and staff who supported you, and believe me, they love that when you do that. So we'll be here for you, and that's one of the main points that I wanted to make to you today. Well, you graduates are rightfully the focus of today, but I want to just close by saying that as I prepare for this my own transition here, I look around on the stage and in the audience, and I see the faces of those individuals who collectively make up the college, members of the board, the faculty, the staff. And we think of an institution as being held together by policies and rules and procedures. However, a college is a living entity, and the lifeblood are the many faculty and staff that animate its values and drive the mission. I leave CLC, like our graduates, happy in the knowledge that at times the work was hard, but it was always worth it. Right? I want to thank all of you who have been part of the important work that we do, and I want to thank you and let you know that I'll always be grateful for the opportunity to have worked beside you to help students achieve their goals and reach towards their dream. I deeply realize what an honor and blessing being the president of CLC has been, so I thank you all, and I wish you the best in your future. Thank you. All right, the final thing I have to say is best wishes to the College of Lake County graduating class of 2017.